When I was 9 years old, I started with being a vegetarian. I didn't do it for other people or for the planet or to help the climate change. I did it for because I thought that it was sad for the animals to die for my food. After 6 years, I started eating meat again. This was because I like meat too much to not eat it. The question that then came to me was, did my 6 years of not eating meat really help? And how does it help? And why does it help? Around the Earth, there are some gases named uh, greenhouse gases. These are methane, nitrous oxygen, CO2, and water damp. These four are really important because these four gases form some sort of shield around the Earth, some sort of blanket. They make sure that the sun rays that come from the sun when they get reflected on the Earth and get bounced back, that they get absorbed by these gases and that they get reflected back to the Earth again, which, if you can imagine it, makes it some kind of blanket that holds the warmth inside of the Earth, which means that the Earth does not get too cold. Because if these gases would not be there, the Earth as we know it right now would be a really big amount colder than it is right now, which would not be good for us. This effect is called the greenhouse effect. The thing that is happening right now, however, is that the balance between these gases around the Earth has been disrupted by humans. This is happening since the Industrial Revolution, where new techniques are produced in which CO2 is being created, and this CO2 is being sent into the air. These processes, as example, take fossil fuels, where a lot of factories use it, a lot of households use it, and a lot of cars use it. These are really bad for they make sure for a lot of CO2. Also, we chop down trees, which means that there's more CO2, and we use cows, goats, and sheep, and they also need a lot of CO2, which I'm going to talk about later. The shocking thing, however, is that since the year 1800, so there's been 40% more CO2. So now there's 40% more CO2 since the year 1800. This is really shocking, and this is called the enhanced greenhouse effect, which means that the greenhouse effect, which already was there, it has been there for a really long time, is now stronger than it has been than it was in 1800. So because of humans, this greenhouse effect is now stronger, and that is called the enhanced greenhouse effect. But as I already said, CO2 is not the only greenhouse gas that is really bad, and that is really sent off in the air a lot right now, because we already also have methane, nitrous oxide, and water damp. Methane, to start with, is created when cows, goats, and sheep, they also make up for a lot of CO2, but they also, when they digest food, there comes methane comes through their body and comes out of their body by burps, farts, and their breath. So 1 kilo of this methane that comes out of their breath or farts is the same as the same effect on the enhanced greenhouse effect as 28 kilo of CO2. So this means that if you have 1 kilo, it is methane is as bad as 28 kilo of CO2. Nitrous oxide comes free from when fertilized ground gets in contact with oxygen. that is when manure comes in contact with so it's exposed to oxygen, the denitrification starts, and nitrous oxygen is created. And lastly, water damp. Water damp is created when the air gets hotter, because when the air gets hotter, there's more room for water in the air. This is happening right now because of the enhanced greenhouse effect. Because the air gets hotter, there's more capacity for water, and there's more water in it, so so that the air gets hotter again. There is more water in it, and it gets warmer, and again and again and again. So it gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and this does not stop. Since 1850, the temperature of the Earth has already gone up by one degree. This doesn't sound like a lot, but it is really much. It is really much. And the thing is that when it comes up one more degree, so it comes up to 2 degrees, now we got to a point where we cannot turn back. The North Pole is melted. All the corals are gone, or they're not as useful, and a lot of ecosystems are also gone. Now we can't turn back, and we can't get it colder, and we are kinda in the mid. We cannot do anything about it if we reach that 2 degrees. So what can we do to prevent hitting the 2 degrees? Firstly, I want to say that every single little bit works. Every single little bit helps. So maybe showering less, it can really make a difference. Or driving in an electric car instead of a benzene car. Like, showering can help because there's less water that needs to be warmed, which means less gas needs to be used to warm the water. And of course, as kind of logic, an electric car can help because there's less benzene used, so less CO2 in the air.